Welcome to the Mind Life channel. This is John, and I'm here to walk you through our weekly video. And we are talking about, sadness and depression. The Mind Life channel goes deep, perhaps deeper than what most are comfortable with. But we must possess the courage to look within our thoughts to untangle them, to fulfill our journey in life. This video talks about sadness and depression in a different light, thanks to the philosophy of Nietzsche. As it was Nietzsche who coined the phrase to say yes to life. And this is quite powerful, as it changes the way we think about sadness altogether, which this video will highlight. And this is Mind Life, offering new ways of thinking and offering insights that perhaps is beyond our initial conception. To show you support, please press the like button, subscribe to the Mind Life channel, leave your comments, and click the notification bell to be mindful of future videos. This is how we can say yes to life, and perhaps also say yes to sadness. And I look forward to seeing you on our next journey. Wouldn't it be ideal if we could always say yes to life? That is, when we come across obstacles, when we are sad, or carried into a well of anxiety. If we could say yes to life, it will conquer all our fears. It could, though, be considered too much of a task to embrace all the torment that life could throw at us, where to say yes to life would be a mere fantasy. This video will talk about what these feelings are all about, so we can appreciate we are not alone. It will also provide us a path to how we can transform our lives, where to say yes to life is not as impossible as we think, thanks to the philosophy of Nietzsche. To start, let us lurk towards the deepest caves in our minds, the hollow path of our depressive sadness and fears. Depression is when we feel a sense of shame, shouldering a weight of doubt that we cannot truly understand, spending our time ruminating into the past and little of the present and the future. But most of all, it is when we consider ourselves as being the epicenter of our torment, that our feelings of sadness are not directed towards other people and other things, but towards ourselves. It is like we are planting ourselves in a field, not wanting to move, vulnerable to all the elements of life, berefting ourselves of hope, literally saying no to life. And while this sounds insurmountable, there is a way this could be turned around, where even during our darkest hour, we can still find a way to say yes to life. And that way is through the philosophy of Nietzsche. For when we look over a steep abyss, Nietzsche asks us to consider the simple things in life: the rustling of a lizard, a breath, a moment, a twinkling of an eye. And how these little movements can bring us away into something grander. To not shy away from our feelings, but at the same time, not be overdrawn into happiness as the only means of life. That we can also become fulfilled through the purity of our passions, even if it brings forth sadness. To believe the impossible, that we don't always have to become crushed by a hardship. We can also grow from it and evolve ourselves into a new spirit of life that resonates the wisdom and power within. O sky above me, are you watching me? Are you listening to my strange soul? When will you drink this drop of dew that has fallen upon all earthly things? When will you drink this strange soul? When will you drink my soul back into yourself? This quote could be taken in many different ways, but I see this, though, as a way of changing a relationship with our sorrows. That when we experience sadness, we construct a means of conversing with it, as we see our melancholy as being a separate extension of ourselves, which then allows us to experience and question these emotions behind them, so we can then see things in a light that is not overcome by our sadness, but embraces it. And while of course we prefer to be happy, when we are sad though, we can still see this as a fulcrum that supports the balance of life. That is, to say yes to happiness and say yes to sadness. As when we say yes to life, we say yes to who we are.